Hello, hello guys. Here Mr.L back with Asmongold and Ashes of Creation part 3 for this small series of this pretty good video until now about Ashes of Creation drama that's going on with Narc and Ashes of Creation development team. And we already saw Narc's opinion on the last video. Not over the top with the same step as Narc about his opinion, but is it is his opinion, so it is what it is. We all have ours. So yeah, let's keep going with this and see what's the name of this dude? Stefan. Stefan Steve is gonna say about the drama that's going on with Narc and him. Right? And let's see what Hasmangol has to say too. Okay? Hope you guys enjoyed this small series. It's a series because uh, over here, our friend Hasmond Gold likes to drop videos of 3 hours and sometimes six. Yeah, 6 hours. 6 long hours video. It's amazing how he can do that. But yeah, amazing um, content creator that we have on YouTube, like Hasmond Gold and a couple other ones that bring a lot of um, entertainment to everybody that actually watches the videos. Um, yeah, let's go and play now.
Hey, what's going on, man? Mike is.
Hello.
Yeah, hey, how you doing?
Bad. Good. How you
Oh,
doing, brother?
I'm
he's
chilling, man.
alive.
Just looking at all this stuff going on with the game. Obviously, it's been probably, I'm sure, a pretty interesting week or so for you. And
Oh my goodness.
yeah, well,
Before I keep going and you guys actually jump on this video before the other ones, normally big videos like this ones or podcasts that, of course, if I'm watching a stream, I can't do that. But if I'm watching something that was uploaded, and it is big, like 2 hours video or 3 hours video, like Gold does here, or Joe Rogan does, or even Jordan Peterson. Normally, I watch those types of videos at the speed of 1.5 to 1.7. If you guys don't like the other ones that I did, the part 2 and part 1 are always all like this. But if you guys don't enjoy that type of speed on the videos, leave a comment, leave something so I know you guys don't enjoy that. It's the way I watch things like this. So I can't watch on normal speed. I fell asleep. I can't. So yeah, like this, I can pay attention. I listen what pretty much they are saying, and yeah, it goes better for me. But if you guys don't enjoy, let me know something. Saying that, let's keep going.
a lot of people, a lot of opinions, a lot of videos, and a lot of reactions. And so, obviously, I think that you probably saw a lot of like kind of what I discussed with Narc about things and
Sure.
what like kind of the frustrations in the community are about just different aspects of the game. And
Yeah.
kind of like what's your take on it? Like, how do you feel like people have been
Well,
responding?
I think the first thing that's really important is I get a lot of comments from people that say I really shouldn't be responding. I'm the head of the company. I'm the head of the project. Like let this be a news cycle and go away after 3 days. But I want to give context into
It's kind of true.
why I engage, why I respond, even if it means that it gives life to the negativity or the claims that are not
Yeah.
true beyond the news cycle that might have occurred with just that single video. And it's because we care very much about what we're doing. And I didn't start this company to be another development team or publisher that doesn't respond and doesn't engage with the community. So I just want to get that out of the way first.
Sure.
My primary problem, and I tried to put this in the response, is that look, it's fair to talk about communication. It's fair to talk about, things that we could have said differently or done differently. But the key takeaway and the problem that I had with the video that was portrayed was the definitive statements that what we've shown in our development updates are not real, and that is absolutely not true. And Narc has zero basis whatsoever to make that statement. And I think the biggest takeaway for anybody that's watching the video, as you had, right, is to look at him showcasing a section of the world that was at the edge of the map, that is in the dunes area, that is incomplete.
So is this
And
is this part at the edge of the map or not?
which part?
The
The
part
part
where
that Narc
Narc,
showed?
yeah.
Absolutely, it's 100% at the bottom of the map.
So why did he say it wasn't at the edge of the map?
I have no idea. I can log into the game right now with you. If you still have the game downloaded, I can port you to the area in the game, and we can run around together and look at the desert.
Okay, come on, Asmon, do that. Let's see that. I'm kind of curious now. Come on.
I think I might have to update it.
That's probably the update.
Yeah,
Come on, bro.
You can.
Come on, bro. You upload the video on YouTube. You know you're gonna speak with these guys, and you don't, and you don't update the game. Come on, Asmongold. You're killing me here,
We
bro.
can start updating it. We can go.
Yeah, no, for sure.
You know, the point that's important is that the video that Narc made.
Don't start updating the game now. You're gonna fuck up the stream. What I'm talking about. You already upload the game. The game, now the video, bro. This just killed me, man.
It has 130,000 views right now. And what he made definitively as a statement in that video was that the desert that we showcased 2 years ago is not in the game. I logged into the game and made a video as a response to you that showed all of those assets, all of that terrain, all of that, the cliff sides, the beetle bugs, the scorpions, everything that we showed in the video, even the wisp whelk mount, all of that is in the game. So definitively that was a false statement, right? And I think the key takeaway is why would Narc want to give the impression? He said, I made a video previous. He said that he made a video previously that had 10, 15,000 views. But the takeaway is that wasn't the video that had 130,000 views, and it's not the video that got megaphoned into 500,000 views. And when people walk away from that video, they look at the showcase that he looked at, and then he would switch screens back to the empty dunes, and they didn't see any part of the desert that was in the video in his video. So they walk away thinking, wait a minute, why did you show this? This isn't real. But that's not true.
So what Narc said was that basically the part of the desert that was shown, like basically you had promised an expansion to the desert that then didn't happen.
Well, the expansion to the desert is going to occur throughout phase 2.
Okay.
Like phase 2 just started December 20th. We are 15 days into phase 2.
Okay.
And during those 15 days, the studio's been on break the entire time.
Right, because there's Christmas and like holidays and everything. Yeah, no doubt.
So there are 5 more months where we have been very clear in all of our development updates that we are going to be continually building the game. That is part of what alpha is. We have said that. And that means that territory will expand. It means that the tropics will be expanding, that the Badlands will be expanding.
Yeah.
Like all of those phases continue to expand as part of the game's continued development. But what's more important is, and I think that this is a key takeaway, is the way that development works is, as you said, there are branches that exist beneath production. And to be clear, production is the name of the branch that's exposed to the player base. So when a build gets completed and when it gets promoted, it has to go through
1 second. I'm having like effing on my stream. It's like messed up.
I knew it. What did I say?
Give me 1 minute. I think it's like patching the game, and that's what's causing it.
It's possible.
Yeah.
We might be eating your bandwidth.
Yeah, exactly. Let me go back and double check.
You can be like streaming and updating the game,
guys, are we
bro.
good now? Do you know if there's a way to throttle the bandwidth that the launcher uses to download?
You might have to do it at the application level.
Okay. All right. Yeah, it's because, guys, I was downloading the game. That's the reason. It was like pretty fast. I think I might have to just do that for tomorrow because it'll probably cause other issues.
Yeah, I don't know what the last time was that you updated, but it probably it was probably back in phase 1, so there might be some substantial updates.
Oh yeah, no doubt. I think that's what would make sense. Okay. Well, anyway, you can continue. Like so what I was saying, the desert and all that. Yeah.
What you were commenting about the way that development works is that there are branches that exist in our source control, and we use Perforce, where other features, other areas, other assets are not implemented into the production environment. It's because they're not ready, as you mentioned. They don't connect to other systems. They may not be connecting to certain services. They may not be QA'd not to cause server crashes. There's a whole bunch of reasons why those things might not exist. He used the freeholds as another example. In the freehold showcase, we showcased all the assets that we've developed. We showcased all the interaction and harvesting that we had developed. We showcased the housing and the furniture and the different mounts and the section of the Riverlands. All that stuff is real. But Narc definitively stated in his video that this is quote unquote fakery, which is a complete slanderous and liable statement to make. And he has no founding or expertise to make that type of a statement, which is, he also said that, hey, I'm just a normal guy. I just want to step away from the game. Well, then by all means, like 100%, I advise that. Like we are not anywhere near complete as a development.
Narc was a little bit on the emotional side, but I do notice some emotion on this dude too against Narc. I might be wrong, but yeah, let's keep going.
That is the whole part of this process. And I have said time and time again that like this journey of development is not of interest for everybody. The majority of gamers don't give a shit how a game gets made. They just want to play the game. And that makes sense. I understand that. That's totally normal. But we are showing it so that people who do care, which is a minority of gamers, have an opportunity to have a voice in the development of these systems. So what that means is in this showcase you have here, the Freehold example, we're showcasing how the Freeholds have been developed thus far. Does that mean that they can exist within the ecosystem of Alpha 2 because they're either not connected into our networking system, or we don't have the icons and the UI to interface with the deployment of the buildings yet, or we're still utilizing the tax services and mail systems to facilitate that, the cargo, the construction of that? None of that stuff we showed in the showcase because it wasn't developed yet. But what we did showcase was the interactions with the harvestables, the ability to interact with the livestock. All of that stuff is real. And when you go into the game now, you can purchase a freehold. You can own that freehold. You have specific permissions to that freehold. You can create root balls through the artisanship system. You can plant those root balls. You can harvest those root balls. It goes into the economy. That is what we have shown. And the same is true for the desert. But my key takeaway is that as a viewer, if you're watching Narc's video, you walk away from that video under the assumption that those things don't exist, because he definitively states they don't, but they do exist in the current alpha. And so to ask yourself the question, why would he purposefully mislead the visuals of the desert, not showcasing the parts of the desert that do look like the video we showed?
He was pretty much emotional. You can notice that on his conversation with Asmongold. You can see on his um, voice tone. He was in a state of emotional about the game. So yeah.
If not to influence the opinion of his more uninformed audience, which it's okay to be uninformed. Like I said, majority of people don't give a damn about what goes into making the sausage. We understand that. But we're not doing this for those people. We are doing this for the people that care to have a voice in the project.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, no, I understand that. So with the freehold system and like the way that works, so the way that it looks like in the demo that you showed, like with the rabbit mount and everything, and like slaughtering the pig, like does it function that way? Like how much of that functionality is accessible right now in the beta at this very moment?
At this moment in time, with the freeholds, you can currently harvest resources. You can plant the resources, and there's the Lightfoot Leveret mount, which is the bunny mount that you saw, that you can acquire as well through hunting. Those things are currently in the game. And then what we're waiting on is the deployment system for the buildings, and we're waiting on the cargo system that should be attached to the freehold that allows you to bring resources to the freehold's location and store them at the freehold in order to construct those blueprints.
Yeah.
So that's still in our development branch, which is getting QA tested and some additional code to attach it into the node service, because the freeholds are expected to exist on what's called our node service and our zones of influence, because that's how estates are governed. So right now, what we've done to implement the initial freehold system is we pre-placed certain freeholds throughout the world, so that we can test permissions and we can test the planting and those types of things. And then once we're ready to implement the estates, which means it has to go through our QA branch and then eventually get to staging before it makes it to our Alpha 2 production branch, that is when players will be able to then place freeholds under the estate system.
So, okay, but like you can't, like, for example, like slaughter the pig or something like that now. Like, I mean, so like for like percentage wise, it's probably like 20-30% of like what was shown that like you can do right now in the alpha.
There are chickens and there are pigs that you can get if you have a tier 2 up.
I never thought that we were coming to a place and age on 2025. I was almost going to say 24, but 25, that us gamers and YouTubers and developers of games were gonna be discussing pigs, trees, and rocks on a game, bro. This is this is not this is not sad, bro. Can't take it, bro. Just keep going.
Graded node farming station.
Yeah.
And then you can place those on the freehold currently as you do the trees and the herbs that you can harvest. And so the pig will appear, and then you can slaughter it after a period of time.
Okay, so you can do that right now inside of the game in the alpha at this very moment.
As long as they know.
The pig will appear. I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry.
It has upgraded to a tier 2 building. Yes.
I'm so sorry.
So, all right. Well, that makes a lot of sense. And let's see. Besides,
hey, I can't take this. I can't do a video like this. It makes sense. The pigs and the herbs and the herbs and the burps and the worms. Oh God, man.
that, I feel like there was also the concern about basically the communication for like these different phases and how it works. But actually, you know, before I go to that, you were mentioning a development branch. So
Correct.
basically, there is an internal version of the game probably where more of these features are available than the public alpha version of the game. Is this accurate?
He
Well,
probably
there
has
are a
more
lot of different
versions.
branches within
Yeah.
our Perforce where
Yeah.
we do development, right? We have an engine branch, we have an ICS branch, we have
Yeah.
a development branch, we have our
Yeah,
QA. Like
normal.
there's a whole bunch that has these features in different states that they're not all necessarily interconnected. They don't necessarily connect into the network or the services yet. That work hasn't been completed or done, right? It's still
They're all like
in the middle
modular
of
different
development.
things.
That's correct, right?
Yeah.
And so what happens is as those features get more complete, they get integrated, and that is where the integration layer exists, and then they get tested. So a great example of this that Narc was talking about is something called our dynamic gridding, which right now our network utilizes a server meshing technology, which is currently in the game.
So he says that's not real. It's not going to happen.
Yeah, that's crazy. So if I don't know if gosh, I wish there was a way for you to log in. Oh, I can actually.
The dude just laughed. Yeah, man. He's the one who knows what's going on behind the smoke, let's say. Narc is pretty much like anybody else. He has some information on what they want him to know, but can be crack and go all full rage on a video because of he wants to jump off the boat. Yet he let his opinion go wild, but let's say when your reach gets big to a point where you get people, let's give an example, like Asmongold has 3.25 million subscribers. Anything that actually goes to what Asmongold wants to just say, and on his opinion, is going to have a lot of reach, and you can see that the difference is big, but 11 million likes. But look over here, it's 433 million people that watch this video in one day. This is going to get bigger in 1 week. It probably is going to reach 1 million people. So imagine if Asmongold was talking shit about, let's say, about my video on YouTube. I only have 3 subscribers. It was gonna say bye bye. It has a reach. So you need to look out on what you say, not what you're saying, but the way you gonna imply your opinion. If you take that to the, let's say, in the bad side of things, it's a lot of reach.
Stream and you can watch. I can show you.
Let me see if I can do that. Give me 1 second. I'm going to just spam a bunch so it doesn't show our DMs or anything like that. And let me make sure that spam a bunch.
Oh, I can actually stream and you can watch. I can show you.
Let me see if I can do that. Give me 1 second. I'm going to just spam a bunch so it doesn't show our DMs or anything like that. And give me 1 second. I'm going to just spam a bunch so it doesn't show our DMs or anything like that.
I'm gonna leave that like that. But this, I'm not. I don't mean like they said some things about bad about the game, bad about Narc or anything. But this is the type of behavior that Narc was talking about, pretty much
And let me make sure.
hiding things. It's what Asmon is trying to do here. Of course, it's in his will and power to do that because he didn't want people to actually see what he spoke with this dude over here. But yeah, it's pretty much what the Narc was talking about. But
That's
yeah,
good.
let's keep going.
I'm going to start streaming real quick,
Okay.
and maybe you can just watch me play on a development client on the Alpha 2.
Okay.
So I can show you.
No, that's a good idea. And now I want to watch
server
you.
workers.
Yeah. All right.
Now I'm excited.
Okay, I just started streaming.
Give me 1 second. Let me make sure that I can look at it. It doesn't show yet. Oh, streaming from on YouTube. Okay. Okay, good. I thought I was gonna have to screen share from Discord or something like that. All right, yeah, sure. Which channel?
Okay, so the next one I want to show you is
come
called
on, bro. Come on, leave us alone. Sorry, boys, about this.
Hold on 1 second.
Yeah.
It is Steven Sharif. So it's / Steven Sharif. STEVENSHAR.
I don't know if you guys know this, but Asmongold and a lot of his videos he actually speaks about this. He has dyslexia, I think, about writing things or the way he speaks things. It's normally not what he wants to write
RIF.
or something like that.
Can you just
So he's
link it
gonna
to me?
have difficulty over
Yeah.
there.
That. Sorry.
I knew it.
Okay.
I knew it, man. I know this guy, man. I can't believe it. I knew that. I knew that. Look, look.
STEVENSHARIF.
The moment I knew we was
Can
gonna
you
have
just
difficulty.
link it to me?
His face, bro. I knew it, man. Oh man, it's always the same thing. He already said that a couple of times on his videos. He has this problem. I do have it too when I'm writing things. But yeah, that's amazing, bro. Even if you don't know the guy in real life, just by keep following him for such a long time, you start to know his.
Yeah.
That's amazing, man.
Okay.
All right, there we go.
Okay.
Yeah, you guys,
All right. So and this is in the dev client of the game. Is that
if you guys hear me just drinking water, I'm sorry about that. Just let me know in the comments, and I'll be careful next time, right, guys?
right?
Well, so this is the production environment, which means this is our live alpha 2. You can
Oh,
see
okay. So this is the live game.
Yeah, this is the live game.
Okay.
But I'm on a developer client, so I can do certain things in the live game that you wouldn't normally be able to do.
Right.
So when he's talking about,
can you go to that area that he was showing that was like super empty?
Yeah.
Okay.
Hold on 1 second. Hold on 1 second. I'll get myself.
Yep. No problem. No problem.
Get myself a little dude.
And are these trees actual assets or?
And another thing, like Asmongold, for as long as I know him, he likes to drink a lot of um, drinks, like that one he was drinking over there. Let me see, like that. And if you ever, he's not gonna watch this video, but if you ever actually watch this, Asmongold, um, I know you have that problem in your mouth because of that type of drinking problem you have. A thing that can help you with that, not your mouth now, but with your body. If you drink a little bit every single day, a little bit of hot water, not too hot, like warm water every day after you wake up, it will help you clean your system. What the heck I'm talking about? He's never gonna watch this. But yeah, that's the tip, bro. Yeah, he likes to drink a lot of that.
Hold on 1 second. I'll get
Yep.
myself.
No problem. No problem.
Get myself a little dude.
And are these trees actual assets or are they just images placed in place of an asset?
Well, I think that's part of nomenclature that I think needs to be better understood by people who don't develop games. Right? Is like when you say is it an actual asset?
Oh yeah, you're right. That's bad. So like, can you interact with the trees?
So the trees cannot yet be interacted with in the desert environment, and there's a reason for that. Our artisanship serves.
I think I said that on part one, I think, or part two. So what happens is, let's say this side of the map. Look, you have the river over here, right? The water. So this side of the map is the map A, zone A, right? You develop this. Every asset you have, like trees on rocks, um, that type of thing for mining and garden, like wood and that type of things. Let's say you already have that in your server. You have a sub server that controls those types of assets to drop you wood, to drop you rocks when you're mining, those types of materials. Now you upload an update on your game for zone B. It's gonna be this up here on your my mouse, right? The zone B, it's the new zone on the map on your game, but yet you need to still upload the server, the under server that controls the assets, that has like the trees and controls the rocks for mining, all of that. You have to upload that on the new zone too, in order for you players to interact with your assets, like the trees, to cut the tree, the tree that falls and then drops you materials for you. All right. That's how it works. Hopefully, he's gonna explain in that way. Hopefully, if I'm right.
service is a very complicated service. We, as you may or may not know, we have certain interactables that are mined materials, that are wood,
Sure.
that are herbalism, whatever. The way that that works is those exist all throughout the different areas of the map, and certain types of resources are supposed to spawn in certain areas. And so, because of that, each interactable node that you might see, let me just show you for a quick. I'll just go and show you in 1 second here.
Yep.
Each interactable object is governed by what's called our artisanship service, and it's a way that
How much you guys want to bet once the game releases? Full release, you're not gonna fly at this
you
speed.
kind of create this dynamic server grid where you pull as many processes off of an individual Unreal Engine game server,
Yeah.
and instead you have those governed by a service that lives off of the game server, and that game servers can
Yeah,
talk.
yeah, he's pretty much saying what I was saying
So, for example,
in a better way.
if I go up to this tree here, well, I don't have the appropriate level, so it's red. Hold on.
Yeah, sure.
Let me give myself all of the.
Yeah, do a little bit of cheating.
I know.
Yeah.
I'm cheating. Let me toggle max. So let me go back up to it. So now I can start chopping this tree that I have a certain level.
Okay.
But this tree is governed by an area that is under our Riverlands artisanship service. So the trees that are currently in the desert biome can't yet be interacted with because we haven't extended that service into the desert biome.
I see. So there's basically
and
like,
we
let's say
we told players
you have like
players
there's like a middleman that's like not available, so you can't do the interaction. Is that accurate?
that's correct.
Okay.
That's generally correct. So hold on, let me fly to the area that Narc's talking.
Yeah. I want to see this part of the desert here.
1 second. So these assets are done. I mean, they are created. What needs to be hooked up
You need to extend the underserver. Okay.
is the artisanship service, right?
And once the artisanship service gets hooked up, then all the trees and everything will be interactable.
Exactly.
Correct. Okay. That's right. So as soon as we get to this section here,
Look, different lights. This is gonna be exactly the same thing that Narc showed.
this I can't even move. Like I am blocked right
Yeah,
here because
Narc was here, bro.
this
Yeah,
area is off of the map. This is the edge of the map.
Okay.
Look on his face.
So this is a wall.
Look on the face.
Like
he
I am
does.
blocked right here
Look,
because this area is off of the map.
Look,
this is the edge of the map.
He realized it. Oh, look.
Okay.
So this is a wall. I am stuck on
That face. Let me see if I can. No, it's not this. Did you saw it? This face. It's the face of somebody that knows they just wasted 2 hours. 2 hours talking about this, and it was a bunch of garbage. Once he came to this location,
this area is off of the map.
Look,
this is
look
the
on
edge
his
of the
face.
map.
See.
Look.
Okay.
So this is a wall. I am stuck on this wall.
And can you just go around and like kind of show just to get an indication of like, because I mean the exact spot that he was at, but like, is this true like pretty much entirely around?
And then this is what's called our node quirk. So the way that cities exist within the game is they can be developed by players. Oops. And this node has been developed, so it is a desert node.
Right.
He mentioned that the node is a copy paste of the Riverland.
Yes.
It doesn't matter if it is a copy paste or not. Most things on the games right now on pretty much all games are copy paste of assets. They need to do that in order to save resources and be able to actually build the game. It's a copy paste, man. And they are not even at the highest level of ability to save money, because if they were smart, they could sell assets from companies to each other at a low price in order to save money to create new assets from another game. Let's say um, Elder Ring wanted some assets from The Witcher 3. Now they can save money in creation. They are not even at the highest level of creating concepts for games to save money, because they still waste time to create new assets in order to do a new game. They could just talk from a developer team to another developer. Let's say 2 examples over here. The first Descendant game has some mechanics that they took idea from Warframe. In order for the first Descendant development team to save money, they could just talk with DE, the developer team from Warframe, pay a low price budget on assets, and transfer the assets from their game to their own game. And they could just contorn around the software because let's say they are not using the same software mechanics or any of those type of things. I don't understand truly 100% of the things they need to do, but they could just pass the assets built towards them and save money and time. Well, at least that's my brain speaking. But yeah, let's keep going.
Hold on.
Come on, come on. Nobody wants to listen to you guys. Okay. Sorry about that, guys.
That's a
Again.
copy paste of the That's because the way that nodes exist is they exist on corks. So we have a number of different node layouts that are obviously intended that we are continuing to build, that the node team is building.
Yeah.
But those node layouts aren't fully online yet. So we use in these corks essentially the node templates that we have available until such time as the new templates become available, and we will replace these nodes with those new templates. That's how development exists.
Well, sometimes that's how releases exist too. I played New World. No, I get it. I understand. And so around the other area that like Narc was showing in the video, because I just want to make sure that like we nail down this point like 100% about it being at the edge of the map or not. Because like to me, it's like it's very important that like something like this is either true or not.
He has to send the coordinates that he might have been at. I don't know where if he has a coordinates, I can port to those coordinates.
Yeah.
But as I kind of like fly through the desert zone, right, there's a lot of it obviously that's still a work in progress because the zone is being developed. But the key takeaway that I have from the video,
see, the same place, just a different light.
Yeah.
is that he claims what we showed 2 years ago did not exist, and it does exist. It may not exist near the edge of the map or near even as you go into the deeper portions of the map, but all of this desert zone here, maybe not this desert zone down here, is complete. But regardless, like the point of that is that this is still in development, and we have been very clear about that as part of our communications with the audience, that not everything is going to be complete in an alpha, and that I know that can be a difficult thing to communicate, to convey, but it is part of our process. It is part of the development of the game.
And so part of that is like he brought up that one image, and there was a dungeon, I think, or something like that, where it had like this really big tower in the middle.
It's called an Essence Geyser.
Okay.
So the Essence Geyser is a dungeon where a certain monster race that's called the Nagash live.
Okay.
And the Najash are essentially, sorry, not Nagash, the Najash. The Najash are the serpent race, which is another development.
So the reason why that wasn't so the reason why that wasn't available to be seen was because the dungeon isn't in the game that exists in.
Correct, yeah. Okay. And we didn't show that in the preview either. We just showed the Essence Geyser itself, which is an asset that we created that's the top of the dungeon. And we showed the monsters that go into the dungeon, but those aren't in the game either yet because their dungeon's not in the game. Their animations are complete, their behavior, some of their behavior trees are complete. Like there is a lot of it that's being worked in progress. And I think that's the biggest that's the biggest rub in my opinion. Is that it is easy to look at a development, and as much as we have communicated, which we have communicated probably, and I'm speaking from a gamer's perspective, more than I have seen any other MMORPG of our size in development with a following like ours, probably that I've ever seen. And I don't know if you've seen another MMORPG in development of our size that's communicated more than us.
I've seen the
back in the day, the DE, the team develop of Warframe, they were a little bit like that. I don't know nowadays. I stopped a little bit following them. But yeah, they were a little bit like that.
The negative outcomes of them trying to communicate. Yeah, and usually it doesn't go very well. I mean, like the way that users and like players and gamers like perceive a development cycle is going to be way different than like the way that it actually exists.
And I'll be honest with you, like the biggest takeaway for me about that, by the way, you're 100% correct. Like the biggest takeaway in my opinion about that is many people have said time and time again, when I've gone to DICE or when I've gone to GDC, different conventions, I've talked with executives at other companies and developers and publishers. They said, "Hey man, what you're doing is crazy. Like it is, you will get eaten alive." And in part, like we know that's the double-edged sword.
It is,
right. That is 100% correct. That is the downside of transparent development, is that every single thing you say, every single thing you do is going to get picked apart, and not by people who know the process. Not by people who know what it takes to build these games, or even know what development is, or software development in general. And the best thing that those people can do is they sometimes can sell negativity, because if you look at Narc's videos, and this is not just Narc, by the way, I'm not just trying to pick on Narc. This is something that is true of content creators and influencers in general, right? Is that there is certain types where they want to sell negativity because it sells best. And Narc is a great example, because if you look at his videos where he's praising the game, they have 10,000 views, they have 15,000 views, right? They have something that is not the equivalent of the videos where he's criticized or where he's lobbed baseless accusations.
I can't take the face that this guy is doing, bro. Look on the face of Asmongold. Look on his.
videos, and this is not just Narc, by the way. I'm not just trying to pick on Narc. This is something that is true of content creators and influencers in general, right? Is that there is certain types where they want to sell negativity because it sells best. And Narc is a great example because if you look at his videos where he's praising the game, they have 10,000 views, they have 15,000 views, right? They have something that is not the equivalent of the videos where he's criticized or where he's lobbed baseless accusations against the game. Like the most recent one that has now 150,000 views and over probably 1 million views that'll get megaphone by you reviewing it as well.
Oh, sure, yeah.
And he talks about a conflict in interest for the referral program, which, by the way, many products, many companies, many services have a referral system. But the reality of it is, if you talk about conflict and interest, for a content creator to be incentivized by ad revenue, they are going to want to create content that yields the most amount of views and the most amount of engagement. And if you're looking at the proposition of making a clickbait title or making a rage bait title or making something that's going to cause drama and get picked up and spread and amplified and megaphoned, like, if you are that type of person that's trying to build your channel, like, why would you not do that? It's no skin off of your back per se. You're not getting kicked out of the game. You can come back after a year and now you have your redemption arc all set up and teed off for you, right? It's like, oh, Ashes of Creation succeeded. A year later.
Yeah, I've only done that myself 10 times. Yes, I'm
right. But here's the part that gets missed by a lot of people.
That's true.
Is that there are actual human beings behind the screen
He did
that
a
are
couple
devoting
times that.
their 100 hours a week at times to build something where it matters to us very much the public's reception, the public's perception, and that is why we create these things. And to see someone say something like, they lied to us, it doesn't exist, it's not in the game, when he has no basis for fact there, that is a super, super hurtful, sad thing to have to
it's either something that's true or not at the end of the day,
Correct.
right? And so, like, if it's in the game, then you can show it in the game. If it's not in the game, then it can't be shown in the game.
Correct.
Like,
and that's why I made that response video.
Yeah, I feel like it's actually like a super, super simple dynamic. And I think that, like, I feel like with content, it's not necessarily always something that's negative. It's something that reinforces viewpoints that people already have. So, like, if people already have a viewpoint that's something, it's confirmation bias. People want to hear that their opinion that they have is already accurate. And so,
for sure. But I will say one thing to that, Asmon. I will say one thing to that.
Yeah.
Is while you're saying it's true, it's either in the game or it isn't. The fact of the matter is that some percentage of the 150,000 views that he's already garnered with that video will not see that truth afterwards. They will walk away. They may not watch the follow-up video. Right? That's how media works. That's how marketing works. And they're eventually going to. It's kind of like that effect, where they say we have too many satellites in orbit, and eventually trash is going to start hitting each other. And it's going to have this exponential growth of trash throughout space and whatnot. That the same is true for a viewer. Right? If a person walks away with a now what you've described as a confirmation bias, with an opinion that they formed based off the video that they saw, and they don't get to see the follow-up, they get to go ping pong that on Reddit, they get to go ping pong that in the comment section of another video, they get to go ping pong that in the Twitch viewers, and then that spreads to other people. So to a degree, that is why there are libel, slander, and defamation laws that exist, because you cannot control what those things are. Now, Narc
yeah, it's gonna be pretty much like an ice ball, It's gonna go down the mountain and it's just gonna keep going bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. Yeah, confirmation bias. I don't know who's gonna watch this video or not, but if you're watching this and you got to this point, 37 minutes mark, the best thing anybody can do, but I will speak towards you that are watching this right now. The best you can always do when you listen to anybody's opinion, even mine, just stating the fact, always think towards yourself in your brain. Like, this is something that I agree with, fundamental or not. This is something that I do trust on myself to tell somebody else that I do like, in some sort of opinion, or I don't. And if you do this mental game with yourself, you're gonna acquire a lot of knowledge. Let's say.
Some very definitive statements that are inaccurate and false. And I would be well within my rights to act upon that in a very legal manner. But I can't do that, obviously, right? That's not to my benefit. It's not what I want to do anyways, even though it defames and hurts me, and I can't control what...
If you do that, you will have the opposite effect of the suffered hero. You will make Narc a hero because he's fighting against corporations, and the corporation is fighting on back, and he becomes the hero of the story. So no, that's not a good course of action.
That bias is, and now I'm forced to roll around in the mud, right, about the project, which is taking away from really what the focus should be about.
It's the focus on a project. Yeah, no,
yeah.
I get what you're saying. So, like, How do you feel about like the way that Narc feels about the communication? Because I think that there's been a lot of people that have felt.
Look, if
like,
Narc had made a video that said, "Hey, I think you should have communicated this better, and I think you should have communicated that better,"
Yeah.
100%. That's the whole fucking point of us being open about the transparent in the first, the process of
Exactly.
development in the first place. Like that constructive criticism, not going on his stream and calling people who support the game autists and retards and banning them and just acting like a complete degenerate, right? And because, and again, I'm not trying to make any ill will towards Narc.
Sure.
Like, yes, I'm super.
I can support you on that. I feel that's a little bit of emotion over there. And you look over here, he knows it too.
Super pissed about the fact that he went and made a video that was completely defamatory. But the reality of the matter is that we never engaged with Narc from a company's perspective as a content creator. Why? Because his brand was not the brand that we wanted to engage with about the game. Now, of course, that's a big conflict for us because he was creating content about the game, and some of those videos and content were great,
Sure.
but some of them were not. And some of them did not match what we wanted our brand to be. And I got a lot of flack internally from my own marketing and community team when I would even talk and engage with Narc because they're saying, "Hey, man, like this guy is not a good dude." And I would say, "Okay, well,
yeah.
you know,
I mean, this is just marketing and PR people are always
100%.
they are so careful. I'm fully aware of that, and
Yeah.
I think that makes sense, right? That's their job. But you talk about banning, right? And so there were a lot of criticism. This actually wasn't really.
This actually looks pretty cool. Look on the trees, the way they move. Look on the water, the rain. Look.
Even discussed in like the conversation.
Let me
You
pass
talk
a
about
little-
banning,
look.
right? And so there were a lot of criticism. This actually wasn't really sense, right? That's their job. But you talk about banning,
Looks okay.
right? And so there were a lot of
Looks pretty
criticism.
good.
This actually wasn't really even
This
discussed
is-
in like the conversation.
The Reddit?
Yeah, people getting banned on Reddit for
Yeah,
like.
that's so false. Like that's another thing that was absolutely crazy. So let me tell you.
So
and
people
you know
aren't
this
getting
very
banned.
well.
Like.
Okay, here, listen. So you know this very well. Narc was in his stream. Narc was in a stream for 4 days straight, playing in at the beginning of phase 2.
What? You didn't sleep for 4 days? That's impossible. Third day he's gonna be cooked. I know that because it happened with me in the military. Yeah, he sure slept something.
He was
Sure.
running a subathon. He was running a subathon.
Yeah.
And in the subathon, you know, it was a total hate fest, right? He had a pretty solid like 300 viewers. Anybody who's watching can corroborate this. This is true. And those viewers were all just kind of, you know, hate baiting each other.
Yeah.
And they would go on the Reddit and they would make statements with their Reddit and they would say things like, "This game is 100% scam. What they're doing is fake. This isn't real."
It happened. The same thing with Star Citizen in the beginning, and it still happens.
They should be shut down, all these types of things, right? And so over the course of December, there were probably 7 people that got banned, and the only reason they got banned is because they violated our respect each other rule. There was one thread that got locked out of 10 different threads that were about Narc.
And
One
that
got
was the
locked because
desert
it was
one,
just
right?
hate.
2018, I think it was when the most around the subject of Star Citizen being a scam was 2018, around that. But I'm 100% sure this still happens in 2024. I mean 25. Yeah, 25. Have to go. Let's just make sure it was on your.
There were like 7 desert threads.
Okay.
You can go on our Reddit and look at the 7 different.
And why do you think there were so many desert threads? Because like it feels to me like that's like a really big point of contention.
Well, they were all the majority of them. I don't want to say necessarily all.
Yeah,
The majority of them, in my opinion, were from Narc's stream because again, he was running a 4-day long stream, and the desert was a big point of topic for him. Now, I don't know if that was a result of him being upset about having to shave his beard because I don't know what might have exacerbated that aspect, but that is what I think caused it. But I have been a mod of that Reddit because it's our official subreddit of the Ashes of Creation game. It was handed to me because the person who made it back in 2016 didn't want to be the owner of it anymore. So after like 5 months, he said, "Here, this is your subreddit now." And I said, "Okay, we'll make it the official subreddit. We'll engage. We'll talk to the community here. We'll make sure to enforce some decorum as well."
So you're saying that like if a person goes and they make a post on Reddit right now that isn't like insulting or like saying it's a scam or everybody's lying, and they have a constructive post about Ashes of Creation on the subreddit, that they're not going to get banned for it, even if it's completely negative?
Any one of your 40,000 viewers right now can go on our subreddit and they can look through the history and see just how many constructive, critical posts there are about Ashes of Creation.
Okay.
I would even say that a healthy, probably half of that subreddit is reasons why a game design is bad, or reason why a system should be changed, or reason why the communication isn't good. I don't ban people at all. Our Discord is the same way. Like I have people constantly that'll ping me with feedback that's like, "Hey man, this is a terrible design. You shouldn't do this. The game's gonna fail because of this." I don't ever respond to that in a negative way. That's the whole purpose of this development is to garner that level of interaction with the community. That is what we have done for 8 straight years. It is a completely false narrative for anyone to say that.
Well, if I look at it and I look at the subreddit, it does seem like there's a lot of critical comments that are made, and these comments are not being deleted. So,
no, of course not. Like, well, first of all, you can go on to there are a number of different websites that you
There's a number of different programs you can actually run in your computer. It's gonna actually show you if they deleted any comment. In all the cases, what I'm seeing actually, it looks like the dude is actually speaking the truth. But at the same time, I still need a little bit more information. So I'll probably jump on Reddit myself and then I'll check it. But yeah, it seems like the dude is actually speaking the truth, even if I feel like he's actually having a little bit, sorry about that, a little bit of an emotional reaction towards an arc.
you can
yeah.
go on to, and you can see if there are any deleted comments. Like that. I mean, that
Yeah,
is just
sure.
that is just a factual truth.
Okay. Well, that's at least good to know. I'm thinking about some of the other components of this too. And so, if you're talking
But,
about, like,
and
yeah,
here's
go ahead. Go ahead.
here's the other thing, Asmund.
Yeah.
It's like when you put these things into perspective, and your audience is a very I consider myself a member of your audience. I enjoy your takes. I love watching you. We have a lot
Man, Asmongold is dope. But as long as he's been on YouTube, I don't even know how long he did it. Maybe 2014. No, 2011. I think he was on YouTube. He was already doing videos. Man, it's crazy how long he's been doing this. Damn. But yeah, man, he's been great for the last, I don't know, 15 years. Great. I mean, like in keeping his ethic work, towards making videos, streams, playing games. Um, yeah, sure thing. And we all have our downsides, like let's say like that. But yeah, amazing.
of people in the studio that are Asmongold fans. I mean,
Yeah.
that's why I invited you to the Asmongold Guild when you joined Alpha One.
I remember that very well.
But what I will say is that, like, if you put these points into context, look, I don't know what's going on with Narc. I don't know, why he's come to these conclusions that he has. I have assumptions. My assumptions are it's because, this is the reason of him wanting to farm views and engagement or whatever, and then maybe he'll do a redemption arc later, and that's like his master plan. I have a lot of different commentaries, but it is what it is. I don't really care. The only thing I care about is that when someone makes false and defamatory statements and it gets 100,000 plus views, and then it gets 500,000 plus views, and it demeans the character of myself or the 230 plus families that I care that are putting their hearts and souls into this game, of which I put over $55 million of my own money into the development of this game.
Yeah.
There's never been a dime or profit that's
$55 million. Damn, bro.
been taken from this company in 8 years. When someone says that, it is
That should tell you everything. Look, he's outperforming everybody on Twitch, even Queen. He's playing. Oh, he's playing Path of Exile. Still played it. Damn. I played it a couple hours today, man. I didn't saw him, but yeah, he's outperforming everybody, man. And in Twitch, man. And I don't even know if he's actually making money right now out of Twitch. But that just shows you that this dude Asmund has been commended to his work. That's amazing.
utter and
That's one of the reasons Asmund is actually one of the reasons I actually started this channel. I started a long time ago, of course, but like committed to actually making videos for YouTube like 3 weeks ago. There's one of the videos I actually saw on YouTube about him talking about like on 2024 in this age and age, like you can make a lot of good things with technology, I think he was talking about something about um AI, and people talking bad shits about AI, and he was saying that, and I was like, damn, he's right. And I was like, I'm gonna give it a shot, um yeah, I'm gonna give the best shot I can have on making any type of videos that I like, in the content that I like, and of course, I still need to improve. That's for sure. I need a better mic, sure. I need to actually learn how to use the programs that I'm using right now. But yeah, I'm making this because I'm enjoying. I've been enjoying games since I was, I don't know, 14 maybe. I'm 31, and I've been playing since then. And yeah, since I was not enjoying too much my work in the military and jump off, this is what I have. Yeah, it's been it's been even if you don't enjoy his content, you have to give him that, man. He's been on the edge, bro. He's outperforming everybody over there, man. It's amazing.
Pardon my
Well, it's
French
gonna
here,
piss
but
you off. It's bullshit.
it's
Yeah, sure.
it's
I get it.
complete fucking bullshit.
Yeah.
Total bullshit.
Well, all right, I'm gonna ask you. Like, I don't know if you can really give me the answer for this. Like, 55 million. There's no way you can make an MMO $55 million. Like, how much money is it gonna
No.
take to make the game?
At least another 50 minimum.
Huh.
Like, I mean, at least
Yeah,
another 50
I would
I'll be on the
s-
hook
yeah,
for.
yeah.
Minimum. And by the way, we've grown to 230 developers.
Yeah.
That's not 230 developers in the middle of Croatia.
Yeah.
That's 230 developers in the middle of San Diego, California,
Oh.
which is the most expensive part of the United States.
Yeah, it's like a, what is it? Like
And I'll tell you another thing.
Go ahead,
I'll tell you another thing. I take care of my developers.
Yeah.
We give 100% health insurance for our developers, their spouses, and all of their children as well.
Yep.
And that's on a game that's not making profit.
Right.
So for someone to demean my character like this and to drag me through the mud this way is absolutely out of character and wrong.
Okay.
It is just wrong.
No, I understand that. I mean, what do you think about like the 6 years of the game being an alpha? Because he said he did the math on
I
it.
think I said this at the start of this development.
Yeah.
I said that we're going to make this game in a way that we feel is right. A lot of games come out and they get worked on in the dark. How long did Throne and Liberty take? You're going to make this.
Because he said he did the math on
I
it.
think I said this at the start of this development.
Yeah.
I said that we're going to make this game.
What I was saying. What I was saying. This type of people, Xander, this type of people, right? This is the kind of people when you listen them to give you any kind of opinion, if it is about animals, football, games, or women, whatever it is, do not listen. Do not listen. Pay attention to what they are speaking, but don't listen. They are just jokers among other humans. That's it. They don't take serious nothing. Don't listen to this type of people.
Game in a way that we feel is right. A lot of games come out and they get worked on in the dark. How long did Throne and Liberty take to develop? 12 years.
You mean Lineage?
And Lineage 3,
Yeah, exactly.
12 years. And by the way, this is no hate against NCSoft or their game. I think they did a great
It doesn't matter how long it takes a game to drop. Look at what happened with Conquer. 8 years, straight to the trash.
job. I'm just saying, it took 12 years to make it. And that was from an established major MMO RPG powerhouse to build a game like that. Right, and I'm not trying to judge whether or not Throne and Liberty was good or whatever. I don't, it is what it is.
But it takes a long time to make a game.
Opinion.
Yeah.
But
Throne and Liberty, it's an okay game, but you need a really heavy PC to run that. Oh, else you're not gonna have fun. I'm running an okay PC, and I still have like FPS problems with that game. It is good. I like the world. The world is amazing. I love the whale up there flying. Throne Liberty is really good. The combat system is not my type. I'm a little bit more heavily directed to Black Desert mechanic, a little bit more fluid and free on your movement. But Tron Liberty is an amazing game, bro. You just need a heavy PC to have fun on that.
It takes a long time to make a game, and it takes a real fucking.
Actually, I had a guild, and we are like top 10 on the server that we are in, and I had to stop playing because of my work. Then I jumped off. I should stay on the game, but yeah, whatever. It's okay, man. It's really a good game.
Long time to make an MMORPG and multiply that by 10 when you're trying to do the level of complexity and systems that we are trying to do, which is fucking crazy.
No, so do you don't have like a time frame or anything for how long the alpha is going to last?
Do you know if I told you a time frame today and that time frame changed, what would happen? What would happen? I would be
you'd be lying again. Yeah.
Exactly. I'd be a liar.
Yep.
I would
Okay.
be a liar.
So you don't want to get a time frame because then you're going to get nailed down for another video about you lying in the future. No, I think
Well,
that's
and
fair. No,
the
of
other
course.
thing is like, how can I give a time frame when we just started our alpha 2?
Yeah.
The whole point of this fucking alpha is to test everything, right? And before we go into full onslaught production of these core systems, we need to test that one, they work, two, players want them,
Yeah.
and three, whatever we need to do to make those systems work differently, we have time to do that.
Yeah.
Like that's the whole point of alpha 2. So like again, if you aren't interested in the development process of an MMORPG, my whole recommendation is chill. Don't follow us. Check in a year, in 2 years, whatever it is. Get an average update every now and then. But what the reason I told Narc, like, and anyone else,
it's what I've been doing with Astronaut of Creation. I didn't want to step in and development time, so I just step in and every couple months come back and see what the game has been, what's the ins and outs of the last alpha and all of that. It's what I've been doing. Chill, bro. Everybody's chill until they actually have to chill.
who was getting their tits in a twist, or excuse me,
it is what it is. Yeah, no, true. Yeah, for sure.
who were getting their boxers in a bunch because of the development process.
Yeah.
Go take a break. Take a break for your own mental. Let me tell you, developing this game has not been great for my mental health.
No.
It sure is. I would not wish this level of engagement with the community, this level of complexity in the game development. I mean, you got to understand. I started this also 8 years ago without having any experience in development whatsoever, just being a lover of MMOs and wanting to make something that I like. Right. So like I had to run through the crucible on fire with my head on fire.
Yeah, sure.
Right.
I understand.
And my recommendation is take a break.
Yeah.
Go take a break for your own mental health. That wasn't any dig on his mental health. I don't personally care about Narc too much to care what his mental health status is. I'm just suggesting to anyone that is too emotionally invested in our development process, go take a break. We will be here when you get back. This project is too large. I have put too much of an investment.
Yeah, don't be afraid of taking a break from a game, bro. Take a break, man. Take 2 weeks or 1 month, 2 months out of a game. It will make you come back much better. Look at me, man. I played 3 different games. I'm playing right now PoE 2, Warframe, and the First Descendant. And I played like today. I played First Descendant and PoE 2. I played First Descendant for like 2 hours and PoE 2 2 hours. Yeah, 2 hours. PoE 2, I think I stretched to 3 hours. But yeah, take a break, man. You don't need to give your life to one single game. That's why there's 1,000 games in the fucking Steam, bro. God damn it. Take a break.
I care too much, and so does our team, about its success for it to fail.
That's one of the reasons why I don't stick with any kind of game on this channel. This is gonna be overall what I like, the type of content that I like. Is gonna be a little bit of reactions in games, and sometimes a little bit of knowledge too.
And so because of that, we are going to do what's necessary no matter the time it takes. Now, ultimately, I don't want to be in a 10, 12, 14 year long development cycle. But another thing to keep in mind is that when people say, hey, it's been 8 years, that first year we were 12 people.
Yeah, sure.
We were 12 people. We were 25 people the next year. And then we were 40 people the year after that. We didn't start this development with 500 people on the side. I don't have $700 million that I've collected from crowdsourcing like Star Citizen. And again, it's no heat against Star Citizen. You know, it is what it is. I'm just saying, like, this is a project built to passion. And by the way, Ashes isn't going to be for everybody. We are a PvX game. Probably half the market doesn't want PvP in their game. Half of the market share of MMORPG players probably do not want our flagging system. But I understand that. And there's space in the market share for a game like us, even if half of the people don't like our visuals, don't like our art, don't want our, mechanics. Okay, do we want to gatekeep the other half of the market share that do want that?
Yeah.
If you don't like it, does it mean it shouldn't be made? Does it mean it's a scam? Does it mean that you should demean the character of the people who are putting their blood, life, sweat, and tears into the project and make false statements that you yourself can be liable for like that, Narc? No. So if you want to walk away, if that's truly your intent, then by all means.
That actually looks badass. I'm not gonna lie. That looks pretty cool. The only thing that gatekeep me from the game right now, it's the price. 110, I'm not gonna give it. I'm sorry. Even if they need it for developing the game, I think it's too much. If it was $40, $50, sure. 110, no, not even close. Nah, I'm not dumb. But yeah, that looks pretty good. I'm not gonna lie. I like that. If they have like mining, I'm not sure if they have hunting and that type of thing, plus the PvP side of things. Yeah, sure, man. I was playing Throne of Liberty because of PvP, man. I didn't care the PvE. Yeah, you have dungeons, pretty cool, and all of that, for sure. Right now, I'm playing 3 different games that don't have PvP. Maybe because I was playing too heavy on Throne of Liberty, and I needed a little bit rest on PvP. But that looks pretty badass to me. I don't have
False
nothing to
statements
say.
that you
This
yourself
look on the water, man. Yeah. Are you telling me this didn't require any work? Are you telling me they didn't spend money to build this? Nah, man.
can be liable for like that, Narc? No.
So
if you want to walk away, if that's truly your intent, then by all means, walk away. Don't drag us through the mud in an effort to get views and misrepresent
Look, the reflex between the clouds and the sun, man.
the
That
game when you
takes
do it. Like, come off
time.
of it.
So we could go back to this whole desert situation, right? About it being an expansion to the desert. Now, whenever you were talking about the expansion to the desert that was going to happen on December 20th, what is that? What?
That's the nodes. That's the node.
Okay.
So these 3 locations, you see this node that says Athanar, Sunhaven, and Asmaron. Like those were nodes that didn't exist before the 20th.
Okay, so those all got added.
Now they
and can
they have
can
nodes.
You go to one of those?
Damn, the map is huge, bro. They're complaining about this portion of the map. They have all the rest. No one.
Like, because I think you went to one of them.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hold on 1 second.
Look. That's a play over there, man. He just find the Santa Claus. Oh, he's jumping, bro. He's jumping.
And how many people, by the way, are on the server?
He doesn't know what the fuck to do there. If he starts to fly, this dude is just gonna crack.
Do you have any idea of like how many people there are?
We have over 110,000. I think it's like 112,000 people now that are participating in Alpha 2. And on our record for a server was 7,400. I think on December 20th we had 7,400 people.
That's a nice sheet, man. You know, if that, it just lost 150.
One realm, which by the way, for an Unreal Engine 5 game is. I don't know of any other UE5 games that have released that have been able to achieve that number. So if anybody else knows that, they can.
I don't think so. Yeah, I'm not.
I don't think so. So this is the Sunhaven node.
Okay.
Right? And
this is one of, and this was at.
If they actually lower the price from 110 to $40, or even 30 like PoE 2 did, I think they will have a little bit larger group of people on the game, and at least a little bit less complaint too. But it's just
added in the December. Okay, so this is correct. So to say that like there was nothing that was added, this was added.
Absolutely, yeah, there were 3 nodes.
And there's 2 more of them besides this.
Correct, yeah, that's right. And they were encampments before this, and there were crossroads before that. So anybody that played it, they can come and they can see this. There's building sections here that a mayor can construct.
Is one of them called Asmarin? Because I think that's where a narc was in the video.
Asmarin, yeah.
Yeah. Can you go to that? Because like again, it's just about like this thing about it being on the edge of the map. To me, this might sound like some kind of like weird fixation, but like to me that matters a lot because it's like, was it or wasn't it? You know?
Yeah, that's fine. The other key takeaway is that like, whoops, I got stuck onto the ground.
Yep.
Nobody look. You're not supposed to teleport. Hold on. There we go. This is Asmarin. Let's see, where would the edge be? So already you can see that Asmarin is kind of near the edge.
Okay.
This is Asmarin.
Okay, and so it's at the edge down there at the bottom. Yeah. If I look at his map, it just like I don't know. I mean, I could like.
This is the edge. This is Asmarin, and then this is the edge right here.
Okay.
You can't go further.
So if you just go, okay, so you can't even, and this is the case all around the map, right? Like this is like if you go.
You can see the map edge is here.
So
you can't go further than that.
Okay, so this. Okay.
See, I'm trying to like it won't let me.
Okay. So.
And that's where Asmarin is. But again, the key point isn't so much whether or not he was at the edge. That's fine.
Yeah.
Maybe
Okay.
He was 100 meters off of the edge. I don't know. But regardless, the point is he showed side-by-side comparisons of our showcase from 2 years ago.
Actually, he only showed the 45-degree angle, and I'm 100% sure he was over here on the edge. He only showed the 45-degree angle of his game. He didn't show on his back because he knew he's going to show this.
And he said none of this is in the game. That is what he said.
Village.
Yeah. He said none of this is in the game, and that's bullshit. I just released it, and this showed
this
all
what you're looking at right now. This is it. This was added into the game on December 20th.
Yes.
Okay.
This was added into the game on December 20th.
Yeah,
Anybody who's been playing here, let me ask this dude. Here, let me just ask this guy.
Lying, trying to misleading people.
Hold on.
Another dude, bro. He's cracking. See the Santa Claus over there flying around.
And this is in the live version of the alpha.
He's gonna have a comment on Reddit. Oh, I saw a dude flying around. The game is already being hacked.
Too that other players can regularly see.
Yeah, absolutely. Hold on.
Okay. So you're asking how long?
I just asked him. He says since Alpha 1.
Okay.
Right, guys, this just hit 1 hour mark. Um, we still have a lot to go, bro. Yeah, we still have. I have to do a fourth. Oh God, Asmongold. Why, man? Why? 4 parts, bro. I don't have enough space on my disk to actually do 3 hour run. So what I'm gonna do? Let this ad go. So what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna leave this running. If the program shuts down the video because of space, I will add the fourth part. Okay. So we're gonna keep running until the actually system shuts down the video. Okay. If I can't say anything, you guys already know. Leave a like if you want. If you don't want this free world, right? Subscribe and take care of yourself and the ones you love. Yeah. Thinking that out of the way, let's keep going. If the system goes down, I will upload the next part. Okay, let's keep going.
Somebody else saying they were there. Yeah.
Yeah, the dude
May I
is
ask a question?
happy.
All right. Were these nodes present in phase one? He says no.
There you go.
All right. Well, he's gonna have to check his PayPal,
Hold
right?
on. Let's give him a hat. We need to give him a hat.
Okay.
Hold on.
Yeah.
Boom. We just gave him a Santa hat.
Great. Good for him.
Hold on. Let's ask him if he can put the Santa hat on real quick. Look at him dancing. I guess I'm big dog.
So, and also like there's going to be more stuff I'm sure added to the desert as time goes on, right? I mean, it's like
I mean, what
they
kind
have
of
to
a
be
question is
leveled.
that? As when you
Okay.
know that, come on, like
yeah, well,
we're building the game.
well, it's just yeah, but like I'm leading it because like that's like these are what the concerns are, right?
Yeah, that's true.
And so like that's really I'm not really like obvious like let's be real, fucking obviously it's not like you're gonna have a bunch of random mobs out there doing nothing, right? 100%.
Correct. Yes.
Yeah, of course.
Here,
Okay.
This is a mayor. Oh, come on. Why didn't this dude put his hat on?
Yeah. Maybe he doesn't know how.
I'm gonna say, put your hat on. Oh man. Yes, absolutely.
Okay.
I mean, that is the whole point of. Oh, look, he did. He put his hat on.
There
So
it
that's a
is.
Santa hat. Boom.
That's nice.
Thank you. Thanks, brother. Appreciate that, Mew.
About a week late, but it's okay. Yeah.
For real.
So that's going on. You've got all the so this is the desert. They did add new stuff into the second
Man,
phase
they
with these
have a
3
dragon,
nodes
bro.
and the desert being expanded.
Did you guys saw the dragons? Look,
Thanks, brother.
are you
Appreciate that, Mew.
telling me this didn't require assets, development line, money? This looking
About a
good,
week
bro.
late, but it's okay. Yeah.
For real.
So that
Even the armor sets, man,
that's going
looking
on.
dope.
You've got all the so this is the desert.
Yeah,
They
yeah.
did add new stuff into the second phase with these 3 nodes and the desert being expanded. And with like the dungeon and all that, I'm sure that'll probably get added into the future too. I feel like a lot
Which
of
dungeon? Which dungeon?
the one that had that I forgot the term that you used for it.
Oh, the Najosh dungeon.
Yes, the Josh dungeon.
Yeah,
Yes.
absolutely. So we just added the Befallen Forge dungeon in,
Uh-huh.
which is like a bunch of undead dwarves that are
Okay.
governed by a Dracolich, basically.
Yeah.
This is. Hold on one second. Let me do this real quick here. This is the Befallen Forge dungeon, which just got added in December 20th as well. There's a little party here that's probably trying to do things.
So it's an outdoor dungeon.
No, this is an indoor dungeon.
Oh, so I mean a non-instanced.
Oh yeah, no, the vast majority of all of our
Okay.
content in game is open world. Like
Okay.
the whole point of a PVX, game
Yeah,
that we're
sure.
trying to build is contested, zones and whatnot. So that there
Yeah,
are
like
good
desert
spots.
or whatever. Yeah, no, I get it.
There are good spots to XP. There's rare drops or whatever. Like, look at this dude.
Yeah.
That are available. There's another group.
Mhm.
They're kind of down here. There's a little puzzle down here that you can succeed at to get across. But yeah, it's all open world. In the dungeon you're talking about, the Najosh dungeon that has that Essence Geyser, the Essence Geyser asset
Are you, come on, man. You can't tell me this didn't have time.
is complete, but the
It looks a little bit like Throne of Liberty. They have this system too. Like you go under the ground for dungeons, and they have open areas, and then during nighttime it goes PvP mode, and now you have to defend the place you're farming with your team or your guild, and you die, you respawn, and you go back again, trying to fight them back to get your place back. So yeah, they have a cool mechanic like that, and it feels like fluid. Now the problem with Throne of Liberty is the 4 main guilds on the game actually got too overpowered on the server that we are running, that they actually was smashing all of everybody else. So pretty much everybody didn't have enough gear to go to those guilds, we're having less places to farm and of course less fun. So that's something they need to pay attention to. But let's keep going.
asset kit that's used to actually build the interior of that dungeon is obviously something that we're still working on.
Okay.
The Najosh monsters and whatnot have been worked on, and those models we've shown, and that's the whole point of our development update that we do every single month, right? The whole part of us showing all of these assets getting created, all of the world being built and the monsters being constructed, like that's oh god, I'm gonna die. The whole point of that is so that we can get player feedback before we move into mass production, which is an alien idea for many people, for many developers, for many publishers, because of course you can run into situations like the one we're currently in, which is where, hey, a lot of people who are witnessing the game that are very, we have millions of registered users that are interested in Ashes of Creation because for 8 years we've been very public about its development, which is a good thing. That's the good side of the sword, is that we don't have to spend any money on advertising. We don't have to spend any money on marketing. There is a cost that comes with us needing to each month kind of prepare something to be shown to the public. That's why we have a community team. That's why we have Margaret, who heads up that team, right, the communications team. And a lot of development teams don't like having to kind of, to essentially having that exposure
to do regular updates because there's also there's a degree of accountability with it. No,
absolutely. And the biggest concern is that something changes and the community puts you on a flail for it, right? Where it's like, oh, you promised this and now it's not a thing anymore. Well, the whole gamble of this approach is that we can be open about the changes and we can foster some degree of understanding from our community when those changes happen for the game. Isn't that what we want to see, rather than getting something we had no idea about on day one, hating it, and then the game fails, and now, boom, that game's gone. They can't go back and they can't fix it, right? Because they've already put $300 million into creating what it was. And for them to go back and fix it, it's going to cost another $100 million or another $150 million in order to do it.
Right.
So, to that degree, you're mitigating risk on the side of the open development in exchange for the risk of landing something that people didn't ask for or don't want.
I agree with that. You have a really good subject on that. It's Concord. 8 years. I don't know how much million they drop on that. 1 week, boom, straight to the trash.
Right? Well, in my opinion, it's worth this risk that is now being realized in the communications department that's a problem, right? And instead, what we're mitigating is the risk that we land on day one without an audience that gives a fuck to play the game.
Yeah, sure, of course, right? Because at that point, it's like you're going to have people that, if you develop in the wrong direction, you go too far in that direction, you can't change course, and then you're kind of stuck there.
Correct.
I've seen a lot of games that have ended up being in that position.
That's absolutely right. And let me tell you another big thing. One other thing that is really sets my bullshit radar off.
Okay.
He says, that he doesn't agree with the pricing.
That was the big thing I wanted to talk about. Yeah.
No, absolutely.
I don't agree with the pricing, too, bro. 110 is way too much. Way too much. When alpha is way too much.
And that's totally fine. This is specifically priced in part to restrict the number of people who are participating in this alpha because it's not for everybody. In addition, we have to pay for servers to host at a minimum 1 year's worth of time that our alpha is going to be live. And that $100 goes to pay for that 1 year's worth of what would normally be a subscription.
Sure.
1 year's worth of what must normally be a subscription. So how much, what does that come out to? And then on top of that, we're giving 1 month subscription with it, and we're also giving access to all the betas. So I get it. People don't want to pay that money. That's fine. We literally tell people, do not buy the alpha. This is not a game. This is not for you. You will lose nothing by not participating in our alpha. The game will launch, and you cannot pay a box price for it. We don't even have a box price, which is, in my opinion, the best monetization model.
Well, that's the biggest injection. Yeah, of course.
Correct. So anybody that goes out there and says this is a scam, I am telling you that this game that I've sunk $55 million or more into over the course of the last 8 years, myself personally, so far, and will have to put in another 50 probably.
Yeah.
That you should not buy the game, and we have a 90-day refund policy on these $100 alpha keys.
Yeah.
And we do not have a minimum time requirement if people want a refund. If you want a refund and you go in and you play this and you play our alpha and you test our alpha and you test it for 10 hours, 15 hours, we are granting those refunds because we don't want people to be upset about that. So it is total fucking bullshit that what the statements that the way he represented us and the game in his video. And again, I don't want to pick on Narc. Okay, dude, go play another game.
No, I can't say nothing about that, bro. You have a little bit of emotion, but taking out that you spent 55 million, yeah, I do understand where the emotion comes, but yeah, let's keep going, guys.
Go enjoy your content creator career. Yeah. Go play Dark Souls. Do you?
He said Dark Souls because part 2, I think Narc actually says he was playing on Dark Souls, bro.
This is your life, brother. You go do you. But you left, you lit a match, and you threw it behind you, and you said, fuck you, Steven, fuck you, Ashes, and fuck you, developers.
Steven.
And that's fucked up.
Well, there it is. Well, I feel like there's a lot of development teams that feel that way, and just from like my own personal opinion, I wish that more development teams would communicate honestly rather than go through like 8 layers of PR bullshit, because it's like you don't really know what somebody's thinking. You're not having an honest conversation. It's a bunch of fakery for sure. No, I do really appreciate you coming on and talking about it and everything. Like I really do, and I'm sure it puts you in a weird position, especially with like the people in your team, etc. But
I don't want to be in this position.
Yeah,
This is not why this is not why I've devoted 8 years of my life to building this game. I don't want to be here talking about drama. I don't like drama. You don't like drama. I don't like drama. The community probably loves the drama, but I do not. I'm sure it's entertaining, but it's not.
Only kids will love this type of drama, bro.
Why
Only
we're doing what we're doing. I get it. I get it's entertaining. I get that it sells, and I know that it's some level of exposure. But I just want to make a great game. That's all I want to do. Oh, there's one other thing.
Yeah.
That was in our video here. Hold on.
Yeah. No. If there's anything else you want to cover, like I'm ready to see it or hear it or whatever.
I just got a message that was like, "Hey, you should show the snail."
Okay.
Because that was in the desert video.
Yeah,
too.
it was.
Oh no, they're gonna show this. Oh man. Oh bro, this is
that's the mount, right? The
this
one?
is being fun until now, bro.
It's a very rare snail.
I'm having fun.
His name is
More fun than I was having on playing the
and
game.
You can walk around in Wisp Oak.
Not this game, the game I
Okay,
was
so this
playing.
is the one exactly from the video.
Oh look,
Yeah.
the
No,
snail.
the snail, the little horse snail. We call it a snorse, right? It still has some textures that need to be added. It's missing some mats that I think unfortunately got stomped when we did a master material update on the saddle.
It's
but
a cool
you can
snail.
take the snail and you can press period here and it'll turn into a little snail.
Oh shit, okay. So it's like a mount, like
and then,
special.
And then you can just no. Oh, I killed
Oh,
the snail.
amazing,
oh,
bro.
wow, so it has like two different movement types.
That's amazing.
Outside that guy attacking you?
Yeah, that's sad.
Okay, well, yeah.
There's one other thing, by the way. Like, Pirate Software Thor, he's been playing the game a lot. I know that he's a big proponent of it. We definitely have a lot of systems that are mirrored off of the way that Eve's economy and like Zero Sec Space and stuff have been architected. We have a lawless zone. We have a we have a territory in the open seas that are kind of similar to Zero Sec. And a lot of the things that Mark said about Pirate are just totally unfair and demeaning as well. And I think that it's important. The biggest takeaway that I have when it comes to these types of interactions is that we're all part of the same ecosystem and genre of player groups.
Yeah.
We have all been, I went on your show back in 2020 when I was driving to Vegas, and I made the statement that as an MMO player, we all feel like a bunch of beaten dogs.
I remember this, yeah.
And
that dude wants to kill him so badly. Look, he's not leaving.
that is still to this day very true, and we all know this because of some of the games that have recently released.
Yeah.
But what I will say is that there is some level of camaraderie that should be had within our community as MMORPG gamers, because the only way that we're going to get games that answer the calls of things that we want, which is not gotcha quality of life bullshit monetization, which is not pay to win, which is not undermining the player achievement in game and integrity, like those are the core tenets that I think are most important when it comes to actually bringing in an MMORPG to today's market. That I think a lot of developments that I think are most important when it comes to